I'm just about sick of hearing what a beautiful day it is. It's mostly girls you get this nonsense from. You walk out and it's a sweltering 900 degrees and the sun is bright and the sky is blue and the grass is green and everything's way too bright and colorful. And they'll say, "Oh, what a beautiful day!" I just want to smack them, folks. I want to smack them, and I want to tell them that it's not beautiful. It's too bright. It hurts my eyes. It's too hot. I don't want to be here. I want to be somewhere with air conditioning. I don't want to look at this day. I don't want to see this day. I want to sit in my room with the blinds closed and my fan blowing on me and my AC set to 65 degrees, and I want to be staring blankly into my monitor for hours at a time. That's what I want. I don't want your sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops. Call me when it's overcast and cloudy and dreary outside. Now that's a beautiful day. I am just about sick of being challenged to debates. I get this all the time. Christians, Muslims, conservatives, libertarians, anarchists, they all want to challenge me to a debate. And these debates never, ever happen. I am just about sick of when I turn on my turn signal to get into the other lane, the person behind me in that lane who was keeping pace with me the whole time suddenly decides to speed up to block my path to the other lane. Why do people do that? Do they think I'm going to get in their lane and then slow down? I don't understand. We were going the exact same speed. I decided to get in front of you, and then you decide you want to go faster. Because you can't stand the thought of me directly in front of you. It just horrifies you. It haunts your dreams. You know what happened last time a person did this to me? I decided to get over anyway. And that's what I'm going to do from now on. If someone decides to obstruct me, I'm just going to start getting over. If I gotta hit him, I gotta hit him. But you know what he did? Because he wasn't man enough to contend with me, he pulled over to the side of the road and honked at me. Honked at me. How do you honk at someone when you're the jerk-off? How do you honk at me when you're the person who decided to obstruct me from getting into the lane that you knew I needed to get into? How do you have the nerve to honk at me? If you're going to have any sort of nerve, then have the nerve to stay in that lane when I start getting over. Have the nerve to let me crash into you. And you know what? I know a lot of you out there be like, "Oh, TJ, if you do that, you might cause an accident. You might cause an accident if you try to get over even when there's a car on the side of you." But you know what? It's his fault, because he's the one that decided to obstruct me. If he has to pull over a little bit and stop his car, and some other car behind him hits him, and it kills his little baby in the back seat or something, you know what? It's his fault, his problem, and it's good, because he's removed from the gene pool, and future generations don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. I don't think that the "I'm gonna block this guy from merging" gene should be allowed to continue. I am just about sick of liberals who, when things get a little bit challenging, plug their ears and close their eyes and go la 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 la. Recently there was a news story wherein some black kids beat up a white kid on a school bus, and the cops said it was racially motivated, and then they changed their mind and said no, it wasn't racially motivated, it was just about a seating dispute. And then Rush Limbaugh got on the air and said that in Obama's America, everything is about race, and that it was somehow Obama's fault that these black kids beat up this white kid, as if having a black president just emboldened them. And you know, normally in bygone eras, the black kids would have said, "No, he's white, leave him alone." It's just like how back in the 90s when Clinton was president and there was all the oral sex going on, every time you got oral sex, it was because of Bill Clinton. You know, you just tell your girlfriend, "Well, baby, the president's doing it, I gotta do it too." Now let's be honest for a moment, folks. I have no doubt in my mind that seating dispute or no seating dispute, this was still about racism. These black kids did beat up this white kid because of existent racial tensions. Any white person watching this video who went to a majority black school knows that there is some racism. And for some reason, whenever you say that, liberals get on your case. They decide that there has never, ever, ever been a black racist ever. A black racist is just a contradiction in terms that couldn't possibly exist. So they just deny, deny, deny. And you know what their denial does in this instance? You know what happens when the liberals see this story and say, no, it wasn't racism, it was in no way racism, it was just a seating dispute and nothing more. It couldn't possibly have been anything more than just a seating dispute. End of story. Rush Limbaugh is completely and utterly wrong. You know what it does when they have that reaction? It sways the general public a little bit more to Rush Limbaugh. Because when you have one side speaking half-truths and another side speaking outright lies, then you're going to go with the side that speaks the half-truths. So liberals, you're only hurting yourselves. I'm a liberal, and I'm going to admit that yes, maybe those attacks were racially motivated. So I ask you, liberals, what is wrong with just saying, yes, those kids might have been racist, but that doesn't mean anything. Racism exists, and it is a problem, and it should be dealt with, whether it's white on black, black on white, or any other racial combination. When you judge someone by the color of their skin and not by the content of their character, then you're going against everything that Martin Luther King Jr. fought for and died for. So I think it is a travesty to act as though racism couldn't possibly have been a factor in this attack. And I also think it's a travesty when Rush Limbaugh exploits this attack to promote more white-on-black racism. So the conservatives are wrong and evil, and the liberals are wrong and weak, as usual. Tackle tough issues, don't sidestep them. I'm just about sick of all this weird vaccine phobia that has arisen in this country. Everyone is scared of vaccines now. Ever since renowned scientist Jenny McCarthy, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I meant out-of-work former MTV star Jenny McCarthy wrote a book about how vaccines cause autism, and her idiot boyfriend Jim Carrey went along with it. Ever since that, people have stopped giving their kids vaccines for deadly diseases, afraid that it was going to cause autism in their kids. And then there's these crazy right-wing nut jobs who think that vaccines are trying to sterilize us, or that they're mind control serums or something. I don't even know what their objection is. And then you've got people like the otherwise rational Bill Maher who just insist against all evidence that vaccines don't work. I think you people are just afraid of needles, and you know what? So am I. Any real man's man is afraid of needles. We'll fight a grizzly bear to death naked with our bare hands, but don't inject us with no needles. Keep that stuff away from us. It's perfectly rational to be absolutely terrified of needles, but that does not give you the right to make up all kinds of crazy crap about it causing autism and shit.